Let's fire this puppy up. Alright, let's see what we got here. Make sure this thing actually works. As always, we got to roll through the technical difficulties before everything else. Because, that's the way we roll before everything else. Because, that's the way we roll before everything else. Because first, we got to get rid of the echo. Because that simply cannot be. Let me load up Twitch over here in case anybody ends up getting up on the chat. And I got YouTube open as well, so if you're with me on YouTube, I got the chat open. If you're with me on Twitch, I got the chat open. And if you're on Streamy, for now, head over to one of the other two. Just, I only got so many eyes, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's see. What are we looking at? That's the whole thing, right? I want to pull up a chart. What do I got on here right now? So I was looking at Bitcoin, MEX. We had that, big move earlier. This is the 1 hour chart. So just on the 1 hour, we were up 6%. That whole move, though, if we hit the 4 hour chart, we'll be able to get the a majority of that move wrapped up into one candle. And that's what I want to scope out right now. So let's see, 546 in that move. I want to measure this out. So I'm just going to come really to the bottom, right? That bottom wick right there. That's right where the 1 is. I already put the fib up there earlier. That was during the daily candle close. So 11, we'll call it 11.5% move up. For Bitcoin, that's pretty good. If we swing over to the daily chart, you'll have a much better idea on. I think it was January 10th was the last time we had moves like that, or a move like that, I should say, that had a move that large, and it was to the opposing side, and it would be this guy right here. So, okay, all right, yeah, that's what we deal with technical difficulties. We deal with a little bit of lag, so it's all right. Yes, okay. I'll have to leave in a few minutes because I have to do something, but I'll be back after that. So I'll rifle through a few things in the next few minutes, and then I'll take this call, and then I will come back. So won't get into anything too heavy right now, but let's pull up. We're taking a look at this last time. This was this is the price action scanner. So I was looking at it earlier. This is what I've incorporated this into my trading and my charting. So and by that what I mean is as my workflow. All right. So I'm able to put this up quickly, try to see what is going on, and then decide what charts I want to open. Kind of based off of this, which has worked out really well. It saves an incredible amount of time. Before I would just sit in trading view, and then I would just go what do you call it, through the watch list. Right, so I'd just be slamming spacebar until I until I seen a setup or something that I thought was okay, and then I'd have to go through there, one at a time. All right, so while that's loading, of course, like everything else, just dealing with lag. Okay, well, anyway, it's up, so that's good. All right, so what I want to look at is, what's today? Today is Friday, right? We closed the Friday candle. So we can look at the 7-day. We're on the 7-day right now. Let me sort it by peak gains, make sure that we're looking at the right stuff. And this is simple for me, so what I do is I look down through, and I just want to see what kind of trends we got. Right, dark green is an uptrend, dark pink is a downtrend, and then light green, light pink is sideways bullish tone, sideways bearish tone, and gray is sort of sideways. Right, so I sort of couple this with something like this. All right, so I kind of visually see the trends, and in this particular situation right here, this is a good example. You got a strong uptrend, 4 hour, 6 hour, 12 hour charts are all showing a strong uptrend. Daily has gone light pink, right? So this could either be getting ready to turn dark green, or it's going the other way and it could turn light pink, in which case we're starting to lose the trend. But this right here tells me the 5 minute and the 15 minute is getting bearish, sideways with a bearish tone. So this would tell me probably a pullback. Now I know in the last 7 days we've gone up 32%, and out of that 32% we've given 22 back. So I'd be looking at like the 382. We'd be on our way to the 382. So that's what I do. So I'm going to take a look at this chart right here, BNB BTC. Now let me put this up, BNB BTC. Let's go to Binance and let's scope it out. Whoa, that is not the chart. So BNB BTC. Yeah, I got to remember with lag. you can't exactly type as fast as you would like to. Yeah, so we were actually looking at this earlier. So this is a good example of just a possibility of a trade, possible entries. We had this big impulse move up, which is nice. Right, we've come down only slightly a little bit. So right at this point here, we've only come down to just about the 236, almost the 382. So past the 236, coming near the 382. My targets for a move like this would be somewhere around the 5. The 618 might be a little too deep. But I look at previous moves here. And what we were talking about before is, all right, so your reverse trend, right? Clearly you were going down. Now this is pretty local though. This is on a daily. The overall weekly trend, I'm sure, is down. But locally, we can call this an uptrend, right? You got a high, you got a low, and then you got a higher high, right? And then all of these are higher lows, right? Until you make your next higher high, your next higher low, and then next thing you know, you're in an uptrend. Cool. So I threw some trend lines on here. This tells me that we're in like some type of broadening wedge. Has it been respected? Sure. We got definitely more than 2 touches on each side. Upper for resistance, lower for support. This guy right here was a little dramatic, right? But it did set the stage. These moves here in these days over, let's see, the end of December. Or the beginning of December. My apologies. So the beginning of December's, this move got everybody looking, right? This was a massive breakout, right, from this downtrend. Massive breakout. Now, it retraced nearly 100%. That's probably around the 886. So that's a massive retracement. But, the damage was done, right? The volume came in, and people were watching. And this is what happened afterwards. Now, look how long it took, right, in order to get back that high. 41 days. So that's a long time to wait for a trade for anybody. I mean, period. That's just a very long time to wait. But this is what we talk about with market structures. Right, when you're making that high, right, you want to make a higher high. You got to break that high to make another higher high. So keep this in mind, right? This level, keep that level in mind, right? And then we come up, we break through, we make another higher high, and then we retrace, right? Where we retrace to? Not exactly, but very close to retesting that last high. Okay, so then we now that we're here, and this is the part that we're looking at. Now we just made another big move up. So historically, if we came back to retest that structure high, we would be somewhere around this red line. What is that? 24.92 ballpark, right? I don't get too exact here. So when I laid out the fib on here, I said, all right, let me take from the bottom of this leg, right? This retrace. Let me take from the bottom of the retrace, go to the top of the peak, and let's see what we got. And what we have is, at the time, right, we were just down to the 236. So, all right. I mean, 236 is not much of a retracement, and especially for what's been happening historically. So, I still have my targets down here. And I'm okay with that. If I missed a trade, I missed a trade. I move on. That's not something to get hung up over. If it comes down to my targets, then I'll be in the trade. And if I'm in the trade, then something like this for me, I'm not going much lower than maybe the body of the swing high for my stop loss. So I'm not hanging in this trade for a while. If it ends up tanking past that, breaks this previous high, flips it from support, and turns it into resistance, I'm out of here. I'll wait for a better setup. I got no problem with this. But I like this trend, and I like this a lot. This is good, right? So when this is like core concept. Oh, LBPG, Lori, what's going on? Lori, I don't know if you missed the first couple of minutes. I'm gonna be heading out in. Well, now I'll be heading out in. I don't know, the next few minutes. Got to take a call, and so I'm gonna kill the stream, and then after the call, I'm gonna come right back on. So I'm just talking about a few things right now, and then I'll be back. But yeah, I might leave somewhat abruptly, and then and then I'll be back. But yeah, so talking right now about BNB, about this move here. We looked at the 7-day on the scanner. We got the 7-day. What we're looking at is trend. We're saying, okay, you know, Oh, all right, I'll be back. Hi. I'm good. How are you?